I wasn't supposed to answer the door. It was almost 2 a.m., and no one ever came by that late. Not in my neighborhood. Not without calling first. The knocking started soft. 3 slow taps. Then silence. Then 3 more. I stayed in bed at first, staring at the ceiling, telling myself to ignore it. It stopped for a while, and I thought that was it. Then it started again. This time louder. I got up, heart thudding, and crept toward the front door. I didn't turn on any lights. I don't know why. Instinct, maybe. Something about the sound felt wrong. "Who is it?" I called out. No answer. I checked my phone. No missed calls, no messages. The knocking came again, faster now, not polite anymore, urgent. I leaned toward the peephole. At first I thought no one was there, just darkness. Then something moved. An eye, way too close to the door. I stumbled back, nearly tripping over myself. Whoever it was had their face pressed right up against the peephole from the outside. "Please," a voice whispered through the door. "I know you're in there." My throat went dry. "What do you want?" A pause, then softly, almost gently. "Can you check again?" I froze. Check what? The peephole. Every instinct screamed not to, but something about the way they said it, calm, patient, made my hand move before I could stop it. I leaned in again. This time I saw nothing, just the hallway, empty. I let out a shaky breath, stepping back. "There's no one." The whisper came from behind me. "Exactly." The knocking started again, from inside the house. The last train was almost empty when I got on. Just me, a guy asleep in the corner, and another passenger standing at the far end of the car, facing the window. His reflection stared back at him, unmoving, even when the train lurched forward. I sat down and put my headphones in, but didn't play anything. It felt too quiet already, like the kind of quiet that listens back. At the next stop, the doors opened. No one got on. But when they closed, the man at the end of the car was closer. I frowned. I hadn't seen him move. He was still facing the window, still staring at his reflection. But now he stood a few seats nearer, his head tilted slightly, as if listening to something only he could hear. I told myself I was just tired. The train rattled into the tunnel again, lights flickering overhead. For a split second, everything went dark. When the lights came back, he was sitting across from me. I flinched, ripping my headphones out. "Dude, what the hell?" He didn't respond. Up close, something felt wrong. His clothes looked off, like they didn't belong to him. The sleeves too short, the collar stretched, and his face, it wasn't one face, it was like several expressions layered on top of each other, barely aligned. A smile that didn't match the eyes that didn't match each other. "Which one are you?" he asked quietly. My chest tightened. "What? Which one are you this time?" "I don't know what you're talking about." He leaned in, studying me with unsettling focus. "You keep changing?" "I just got on this train," I said, my voice shaking. "I've been the same the whole time." He shook his head slowly. "No, you always say that." The train screeched, slowing into another station. Relief flooded me as the doors slid open. I bolted out without looking back. On the platform, I turned, trying to catch my breath. The train doors were still open. Inside, the seats were empty, completely empty. No sleeping man, no stranger, just rows of vacant seats, and the reflection of someone standing behind me in the train window. I didn't turn around, but the reflection did. The elevator wasn't supposed to stop on floor 6. The panel didn't even have a button for it. It went from 5 to 7, skipping 6 entirely. I knew that for a fact. I use this building every day, but that night, as I rode up alone, the elevator jolted and stopped. The display flickered between numbers, then settled on. 6, a soft ding echoed and the doors slid open. The hallway beyond was dim, lit by a single flickering light. The walls looked older than the rest of the building, stained, peeling, like they hadn't been touched in decades. I didn't move. I quickly pressed the close door button. Nothing happened. "Come on," I muttered, pressing it again. Still nothing. The light in the hallway flickered harder, and then I heard it. Footsteps. Slow, dragging, coming from somewhere deep in that hallway. I backed into the corner of the elevator, my finger jamming the close button over and over. The footsteps got closer, closer. A figure began to take shape at the far end, tall, hunched, moving in uneven jerks, like its joints didn't bend right. "Hey," I shouted, panic rising. "This floor isn't..." The thing stopped. Then, in a voice that sounded almost human, it said, "You're not supposed to see this one." The elevator lights flickered. For a split second, everything went dark. When the lights came back, the figure was right in front of the doors. Smiling, its face was wrong. Too wide, too still, like a mask stretched over something that didn't understand how faces worked. I screamed, slamming every button on the panel. The doors finally jerked shut, slowly, painfully slow, like something was resisting them. Just before they closed, the figure tilted its head. "You pressed it," it whispered. "That means you chose it?" The doors snapped shut. The elevator shot upward, 7, 8, 9. It didn't stop until it reached my floor. The doors opened like nothing had happened. Bright lights, clean hallway, normal. I stumbled out, shaking, and turned back to the panel. There, between 5 and 7, a new button, unlit. 6. It flickered once, and then, slowly, it lit up on its own.